Yeah, the drug problem has been around forever.
Right.
And unfortunately, the drugs keep changing, basically with technology, and getting worse and even stronger than the others. We've, as you know, fought the prescription drug abuse, the quote pill mills with oxycodone, shutting them down throughout our state. But now, really the newest epidemic, not only in Florida, but I work with my counterparts all over the country, and this is a national epidemic: heroin. Heroin mixed with fentanyl and carfentanil, and a synthetic called U-47-700, which I just signed an emergency order on, and I outlawed it, and hopefully it will be passed unanimously this session, of course, to make it permanently illegal. But what they're doing is these drug dealers are, and we used to think of heroin as a needle, a dirty needle in a dark corner, and injecting someone in the arm with it. But no more. Heroin's coming in a pill form. And of course it's coming in through the traditional smuggling routes of Asia, through Mexico, into our state. And it's very, very frightening, because these dealers are mixing the powder heroin with, as I said, fentanyl and other things. And fentanyl is 50 times stronger than heroin, but they're putting it now in a pill form. But we haven't talked about it yet on a federal level, but I know the President of the United States is completely against drug use. And I know the Justice Department will do everything. I think Jeff Sessions, he spoke to all the AGs, he spoke to all of us, and he's obviously against the legalization of or the any type of drug use in our country. So that's a really important issue to attorneys general. And the one thing, though, is we're really not doing enough in Florida to combat it, because when you still have people overdosing, it's coming into this country. Our law enforcement officers are working so hard, our first responders, to go out there and save the lives of people who have overdosed. But and our prosecutors, all over the state attorneys, U.S. attorneys, and my statewide prosecutors. But as long as people are overdosing, kids are getting hooked on this, and there's drugs, we're never doing enough.
Well, it's still getting smuggled in. You think that, again, with the new administration, you think that the crackdown on immigration could stem that tide of drugs, or for the most part, some
I absolutely do, because again, a lot of the heroin is coming into this country. It's manufactured in Asia, but it's going to Mexico, then it's coming across the border and then driven into our state, as well as the other states around the country. So a lot of it is coming across the border, as well as the cocaine, all types of drugs. But again, heroin is the new drug, and that scares me to death, because they're mixing it with other stuff.
Right, and the other issue here, like I mentioned before, is the quote unquote sober homes, the rehabilitation problem. Can you give us an update on what's going on with that?
Well, and State Attorney Ehrenberg in Palm Beach is doing such a good job on that. They're so prominent, these sober homes in Palm Beach. But they're throughout the state as well as I'm sure around the country. And they get patients in there who have legitimate drug problems and want help, and they're becoming more and more addicted to drugs. And there are so many good rehab facilities out there. So if anyone has a drug addiction and they want to get help, if you're a family member and you want to get someone help, just check out the facilities and make sure they're a good, solid, legitimate facility.